Hello, this is Essie, the rich woman. I had made me some coffee and I was gonna go out on the patio. It's cold out there and it had been raining a little bit earlier, so it's wet. But I woke up in good spirits today and I was like, I'm gonna get me some coffee. I'm gonna go out on the patio and sit there for a little bit and drink my coffee. And I'm gonna make a video because I had a good prayer morning. So I've been trying to pray on it regularly. And it doesn't feel like, a routine. It's just like I want to. I've been praying morning and night before I go to bed. I may skip, here and there, but I've been wanting to pray morning and night. So that's what I've been doing. And this morning I had a good prayer morning and something had came to me and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go out, give me some coffee, go. That's why I got on this road, because I was gonna go out on my patio and do a video and tell you guys what came to me this morning when I was praying. But I was also, before I started praying, I was trying to take care of some business because you guys, I've been having a problem with HUD housing. um they did not take into consideration that I'm self-employed. I'm a 1099 worker, because I do gigs. So they treated me like I was, a W-2 employee. And you're supposed to do business expenses when you're a gig worker. So if you on HUD, even if you're not, even if you go rent a place, um you go rent an apartment and it's not HUD and it's not low income, they still supposed to do business deductions. They supposed to do business expenses. They supposed to deduct that, and then that's your income, and then they'll be able to see if you can pay rent or not. So that's how that go. So HUD didn't do that. HUD didn't do business. They didn't deduct business expenses. So since this is HUD housing, that actually works in my favor if they do it. But see, they didn't do it. So it would actually work against me, you know. But if you're renting an apartment and it's not HUD, it's not low income, then that most likely will work against you when they do those when they deduct those business expenses to see how much income you actually have. That will most likely work against you. But for HUD and low income, it will work in your favor because it will lower your rent even more once they do deduct the business expenses to see your income. So anyway, my rent was too high. It was too high and I know it was wrong. And so the when I moved into this apartment, I had to do applications for HUD and application for the apartment itself. So that's how I found out when I went through the apartment that that's how it's supposed to be done. So I'm like, well, HUD didn't ask me for no business expenses. So I'm like, maybe the apartment is going to give them what they receive, but that's not what happened. So my rent came out to be too much for me to afford. So I had to go through so much to get the caseworker on the phone or to get an email from the caseworker. So then I finally, after 2 months, actually, the rent amount came to me in October, and that's when I found out it was too high. I moved in here July 31st. So I got in contact with them and went through a lot, but I sent them my tax return because my caseworker boss, I had to contact the boss. My caseworker boss said, because I was getting nowhere with my caseworker. She didn't understand what I was talking about. She didn't understand what she was doing because it was gig. So I went back and forth with her boss and telling her that Uber and Lyft is self-employment. She was telling me it wasn't. So this is for anyone that's on HUD. If you're doing Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, um, any of those apps, any gig, they supposed to do business expenses. So that would be gas, cell phone, um, car repairs, tires, oil changes, all that stuff. Car wash subscription, everything that you use for your business. And so I always include that in my taxes. So they asked me for my 2024 tax return so they could see that. I sent it to them in October and still hadn't heard anything back. This is December the 22nd. And so I even went up there last week to HUD housing. Took me an hour to get there. My caseworker went home early. Why would you go home early if you got business you need to you're not doing your job, but you're going home early? That don't even make sense to me. So finally I sent them her email last night, and I called her boss too. These people is something else. They sure go make sure they get all your income. Okay. So they wanted early of the year, I sent them bank statements, right? They wanted, I think they used March and April, but they start asking me back from December. So I sent December, January, February, March, April. I'm like, dang, I was so up. That's why I got so mad at them, because I'm like, so how far is y'all gonna take this? You're only supposed to get 2 months. Now you didn't ask me for 5 months. So every time it went into the next month, if they wasn't finished with determining, approving me for HUD, then they would ask for the next month. So that's how that went. So when it would go into the next month and they wasn't finished approving me, then they would ask for that month, for the previous month. So that's how I got to send in all those incomes and stuff. So I get an email from my caseworker saying that they're going to revise my rental amount, but they see on my bank statement, me and my colleagues see on your bank statement that DoorDash, that you're receiving money from DoorDash, because I didn't send them anything from DoorDash. I wasn't doing DoorDash. So any little thing they see on your bank statement, they won't. So she was talking about she want 2 months from past for DoorDash. I sent it in. Nothing. I have not done DoorDash. I don't even know when the last time I did DoorDash. So they said that it was on my bank statement. So maybe I did a little DoorDash, but I don't like going up the stairs to take people. The stairs is just too much for me to take people their food and stuff. If I could just go to houses or first floors, that would be awesome. But these apartments, they're not numbered correctly. You got one big building with 2 set of stairs, and it's not numbered correctly. You don't know what apartment building is up those stairs. And they don't tell you right there when you go past the walkway, they don't tell you what apartment buildings are up there. So once you get up there, you realize, okay, this apartment is not up these set of stairs. You got to come down a whole 3 flight of stairs. Okay, after you just walked up 3, come down a whole another 3 flight of stairs, walk over to the other staircase, go up another 3 flight of stairs, and then come back down again after you delivered food. So I'm like, no, this is just too much, because these apartments should let you know what apartments are up there. But some of them don't do that. And it's not a whole lot of them, it's a few. And then we got one apartment building that's for seniors. But it's locked down. It's like, I forgot what they call it. But you can't walk up in there. You can't even deliver unless you go to the office first. You got to go to the office first. Oh, and the reason why, even if someone's coming out and the gate opens, you still won't be able to get in their building, because once you get in, each building, there's a locked door. So once you drive in and you get to the building, there's a locked door to go inside that building. So this apartment where for seniors, you got to go to the office and they will give you a key to get inside the building. So there might be building A, B, C, like that. So they'll give you a key, but they won't give you the key unless you leave your driver's license, your Costco card or something like that with them. So then you leave that with them. One time I went there, I left my ID with them, and she gave me the key to get inside the locked building. Once I get to the right building I need to be at, she said, I will push the button so the gate can open so you can get in. I'm like, okay. So I get in my van, I go to the gate, and I'm waiting for her to push the button so I can get in the gate. While I'm just waiting, I said, this woman, no, she didn't just forget. She just said she was going to push the button. She forgot this fast. I had to drive back to the office, which was just, not that far, right there. I had to drive back to the office. I opened the door. I said, I thought you was going to open the gate. Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, oh, woo. Okay. So I had to get back in my van, go to the gate. She opened the gate. Then I drove to the building. Then I got the food. I took the key, opened the door to that building, and went in. And there's like several, I think like 3 stories to each building. And then, but they do have a elevator. So went up the elevator to the right building and left the food. Then you got to come back down. You got to get in your car. You got to drive back to the office. You got to turn in the key and get your ID back. I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm not doing all of this. So whenever that apartment building shows up, I'll be like, cancel. I'm not doing it. So it's just too much with going up the stairs. I'll be huffing and puffing. I'm like, I can't do this. I wish there was a way you can opt out of going upstairs. Like if I could take in something from my doctor saying I can't go up these stairs, that, and I only receive orders that are houses or like businesses, that would be great. But I don't think there's a way you can opt out of that. And then another one. Here's another one that I don't like. Picking up orders from the mall. And it'd be like a $5. It's only gonna pay $5. Okay. And with the tip. Okay. So it may be $3 DoorDash giving you, and the tip maybe $2 or whatever, but it's only gonna pay $5. I am not finna go to the mall, park my car, walk, and you gotta go to the food court. Okay, you gotta go to the food court. I don't even know where to park closest to the food court, in the parking lot. I don't know. I'm not gonna go in there and go to a food court and do all that walking back to the car, to the parking lot to go deliver food. Oh, hell no. And the other ones where you pick up food somewhere else and you deliver to the mall because somebody works at the mall. There was 2 Macy's at the mall. So I was at the wrong Macy. I was like, no, $5 orders. Okay, them little low orders, you be doing the most for those little low orders. No, I wish I could start my own DoorDashing business, okay? I'd be like, especially like at hospitals and stuff, because those nurses and doctors, they be ordering like all around the same time. I'm like, pay me and I go pick up y'all order, I wish I could do that, but I don't know. So, yeah, so I just went into this whole thing with DoorDash. I wasn't planning on going into, but I want y'all to understand how much I don't do DoorDash. But for some reason, HUD Housing saw that on my bank statement. And I'm like, well, which bank statement did you look at? Because you didn't see it on, like I told you, I turned in 5, December, January, February, March, April. They're only supposed to use the last 2. So they must have went back further. Okay, because if they used the last 2 and they didn't see it when they did my rental amount, that means they're trying to go back further and find more income. That's what I feel. So she sends me an email saying that they need my last 60 days of DoorDash, which is nothing. Okay. So I sent in my last I sent in October and November because December couldn't come up yet because we still in December. But if they need that, I can find a way to get it. But yeah, so I sent that in, which is zero. Okay, zero. They trying to find more money, right? They want me to pay more. That's what that is. So then she also said in the statement about Etsy and Uber, she didn't ask me for income for Etsy and Uber for the last 60 days, but I sent her Etsy. Because I'm like, I only received 30 some dollars in the last 3 months from Etsy. So yeah, I sent that to them because earlier the year I was receiving more money from Etsy because I was getting more orders, but I haven't got really nothing since I sent them that information. So you want to include Etsy on to determine my rent amount. So I sent the last 3 months of Etsy showing I only received $34. I think I only got 31. But anyway, I only received $34 and something from Etsy in the past 3 months. So I told them, I said, so if you are gonna I said I don't feel like you should use Etsy to determine my rent amount because Etsy is also a business with business expenses that you do not have. And so I said, if you're going to include Etsy to determine my rent, then you need to see business expenses. And so let's see how that go because I only received 30 some dollars from Etsy in the past 3 months. So we gonna see how that go. And I told them the reason why you don't see it on my tax returns for 2024 is because my Etsy shop was closed for over a year. So that's why it's not on my tax returns for 2024. So we're gonna see how that go. Hopefully I get an email or something. But I'm hoping that they don't include Etsy on to determine my rent. But they're a mess. They are a mess. They want to include every little thing in my that they see in my bank to determine rent. But I got something for them next year. Yeah, I got something for them next year. Yeah, I sure do. So they're not gonna get away with that next year. Nope. I'm already prepared and I know what I got to do. So yeah. But I'm telling you, dealing with her housing, and sometimes I really feel like it's a black thing. I feel like it's a racial thing. I feel like if I was a Mexican, I would not be doing, because most of them in working in HUD housing is Mexican. There's a few blacks and white, but most of them in there is Mexicans. The bosses are Mexican. The woman working at the front desk is Mexican. And I feel like if I was Mexican, I would not be going through all of this. I really do. And I know that black people pay more for everything. They say black people pay more when you go buy a car. I was listening to one YouTuber and he was saying that he lived in a predominantly black neighborhood. When he moved out of the predominantly black neighborhood, I guess it was like mixed race. He said one of his bills went down so much he could not believe it. I don't know. I think it might have been his Wi-Fi bill. I can't remember which one, but it was like a household bill. He said it went down. He said it was the same company, but he said it went down when he moved to like maybe half. And he saw that, okay, they charging black people more. And I've been hearing for years that they charging black people more. That's the reason why black people stay in poverty, because we be charged more for everything. So, but then, they want to say, oh, you don't apply yourself, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I don't want to hear that crap. Yeah, a lot of them is suffering now. They need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. So anyway, when I received that email, because I didn't read the whole email when I woke up this morning, but then I was in a good mood. I prayed and I'm like, okay, I got something to share with y'all. Then when I finished, some said, go back and continue and finish reading that email. And when I finished, it just got me in a different mood. And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to go outside now. And it was getting dark too, because I'm like, I need to respond to this real quick. So I had to look up my DoorDash and my Etsy finances and send it to them. So then it got darker and darker. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to go out on the patio now. The mood is gone. So that's why I'm in the bathroom making this video. But it's not going to ruin my day. I ain't going to let it ruin my day. Because remember, it was a video that I had made, the one that's titled, The Tables Are Turning. I think in that video, I was saying how Satan wants you to be sad, depressed, angry, all fearful. Fearful, that's another one. I forgot to say that. But those are all Satan attributes. And so and I was watching a channel and it was saying how they didn't call it Satan. You know how the world is. They call it negative vibrations or negative energy. And that these forces in the world, they didn't say Satan or demons, but these forces in the world, they called it aliens, um, 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 and other and Anunnaki, all these different names, that they have. And it was I forgot the other one. It looks like a snake. He has a snake face. It's human looking, like physical human body like, but a snake face. And I had told you guys, I think there was 2023, the year 2023, I had a vision and I saw that snake thing in my vision. And I forgot what you call it. I can't remember what you call it. I know I'm gonna remember when I start making this. I'm hot now. I'm gonna remember it when I start making this video. But it's it's human, like it has a head and everything, but it's very snakish looking. And you can tell it's like a snake. The head, the face of a snake and everything, but then it actually have a head. It has a neck, it has arms. You can tell, see the part of here, so you can tell it's like in the shape and form of a man, but it has the snake features. I forgot what you call that, but it has a name. So they was bringing up all these things, and they were saying that those things are among us, and that they want us to vibrate at a low, like a negative energy. So they call it you got the negative energy, you got the positive energy, which is where Yahweh is, the angels, Yahshua. So they were saying that they want us to vibrate at their energy, to be fearful, sad, depressed, all that stuff. So I had said that in that video, that's exactly what Satan wants us to be. He wants us to be sad, angry, depressed. And I said, when you wake up some days, you be happy, you be feeling in a good mood. And then all of a sudden something happens and just turn your whole day around. And I said, that's Satan. He wants you to be where he is. He wants you to be sad, depressed. See, I learned in my Bible class that Satan, okay, he doesn't possess these attributes. It is what he is. That's what he is, because I learned that Yahweh is intelligence, wisdom, love, foundation, power, strength, beauty. Yahweh has 9 divine attributes. Okay, intelligence, wisdom, knowledge, justice, foundation, power, strength, love, and what's the other one? Because it's like 3 up here. justice, wisdom, knowledge, beauty, love. Wait a minute, no. Intelligence, wisdom, knowledge, beauty, love, justice, foundation, power, and strength. Okay, so all of those attributes are divine, and that is what Yahweh is. He is that, because you know in the Bible it says Yahweh is love. I say God is love. He is that. All those attributes that I just named, 9, he is that. So he doesn't possess it. He is that. So on the reverse side, Satan is fear, anger, um, depression, sad, all those negative attributes is what Satan is. Okay. So that's how Satan wants us to be low, vibrating, low energy like he is. So this morning, I was thanking Yahweh for everything he do for me, and I was especially thanking him for his love. Boy, I have seen his love in dreams, and plus, in my life every day, of course. But I have witnessed Yahweh love in dreams, and not only that, I have been in his presence. Like I couldn't move. There was times where I couldn't move, but I can feel him. I can feel him. I can hear him walking, and I can feel his presence. I had shared with you guys, there was times where I was like in this sleep state, but I had woken up. Like I had woken up, but I'm aware of what's around me. My eyes is closed. So I don't know. It's like in between a deep sleep and being awake, and I'm aware. I can hear everything, but I'm like my body is in like a rest state. And so I heard him walking around. I can feel him sit on my bed. I can feel the bed lean over. And the love that I feel when I can feel his presence and hear the walking around and stuff like the love that come off of him is like amazing, okay? Absolutely amazing. Something you have never experienced in your life. Okay, not even from a loving mother, not from a loving father. I don't have kids, so I can't, say, but even when I do have a kid, I don't see that type of love coming from anybody in a physical body. No one. So I was saying to Yahweh this morning, well, it wasn't morning, but when I woke up, I was thanking him for his love. And then it hit me. I'm like, you know what? That's what Satan's problem is. He was around that love. Satan didn't know what he had. Okay? He didn't know what he had until it was taken away. Until that love that comes from Father Yahweh was taken away from Satan, then he realized what he had. See, Satan can never go back to heaven. He can never go back. So what Satan's problem is, that saying, misery loves company. Satan is going to try his best to make sure no one can experience that love, that awesome, amazing, powerful love that comes from Father Yahweh and Yahshua. He's going to make sure that he could take as many people with him. Because remember, Satan knows the love of Yahweh. Oh, he knows how it feels. And he knows that he's missing out. And he knows he can never get it again. So he's going to make sure that it is as many as y'all, the people, as many of y'all, living souls, will go with him to the pit of hell, to the lake of fire. He going to make sure as he can take as many as y'all with him, because he do not want you to experience that love that comes from Father Yahweh. See, a lot of people don't know. They're ignorant to that love. They never experienced it. But see, Satan has experienced it. And that's why he works so hard and diligently at making sure no one goes there. So I think people, because they have not experienced the love that comes from Father Yahweh, they don't know how serious it is. They think that we are here to live our life and have a good time, okay? Have a good time doing whatever we want to do, and whatever comes to our mind, let's just do it. And they don't think about, Father Yahweh. They don't think about being obedient. Because let's face it, no one is going, if you're on earth doing whatever you want to do, that means you're not obedient. You're not going to heaven. I don't care what the church tell you. I don't care what a preacher tell you. If you are on earth living your life the way you want to live it, and not even thinking about the Heavenly Father and living your life to please Him, denying yourself and putting Him first and living your life for Him, you ain't going to heaven unless you make a change before you come out of that physical body. But you ain't no disobedient person going to heaven. I deny myself all the time. I do. I deny myself all the time because I think, but will Yahweh be okay with that? I don't think so. No. I want to do a Christmas, like a video about Joshua, about when he was born, because he wasn't born in the winter, he was born in the spring. When is life, the flowers are blooming, it's life. That's when Joshua born. He wasn't born in the spring when everything is dead, when there's snow covering the ground. The snow is like a burial. Anything that's covered is like a burial. So no, he wasn't born in the wintertime. He was born in the spring. So I want to do a video about that. Now, today is Tuesday. I got a lot of stuff in my storage unit, which I was planning on going to get. I got my Bible here, but there's some books and Bible dictionary and concordance stuff that's still in my storage unit, and I need to go get that. See, when I start to do a video about things, I really get deep into it, and then I'll be like, oh, this is too much. Like, I'm not gonna make this video when I want to make it, but I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as I can. But so yeah, that's why I don't participate in Christmas. Christmas is a pagan holiday. It has nothing to do with our Savior. Absolutely nothing to do with our Savior. So I deny myself Christmas. I deny myself, I don't do Christmas decorations. I don't say Merry Christmas to people. I don't say Happy Holiday. I don't do none of that stuff. Now, when I was a public bus driver, people would get on a bus and they would say Merry Christmas because I would always work the holidays because double and a half. Okay, I'm working. So I would always work the holidays, and people would get on the bus and say Merry Christmas. I'm like, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas. And it will offend them. It will offend them. And after I just told someone I don't celebrate Christmas, they get off the bus again and say Merry Christmas to me. I'm like, I just told you when you got on the bus, I don't celebrate Christmas. Why are you getting off and saying Merry Christmas to me again? So, and then they want to know, so what religion are you, and all this stuff. And So it was kind of like a back and forth thing. So I just decided to not tell people I don't celebrate Christmas anymore. Like close people, I will say it, and I have been saying it more lately, but when I was still a bus driver, I'd be like, okay, you too. Because I didn't want to go back and forth with people. People won't let you live and do you. I let people live and do them. So if you celebrate Christmas, if you celebrate Easter, if you celebrate any of these holidays, I let you be you. But the people that celebrate these holidays, they don't let you be you because I don't celebrate it. It's like I feel like they're pushing it off on me because they do celebrate it. So I'm not going to push that the reason I don't celebrate it. I'm not going to push it off on anybody else that do celebrate it. Put it like that. So so I deny myself. The Christmas decorations be pretty to me. Like I've been seeing cute Christmas trees on the patios and on the balconies. I'm like, oh, I would love to have a Christmas tree on my patio, but I deny myself these things because I always want to try to put Yahweh first. Would this make Yahweh happy? Me going out getting Christmas decorations and putting it on my tree when I know for a fact it has nothing to do with him. Would this make him happy? No, it wouldn't make him happy. Is this a good representation of him? No, it's not. It is a good representation of a pagan holiday, and you need to look up pagan and what it means and what it's like. We be celebrating stuff and we don't even look into it to find out what is the true meaning of this. Oh, we have an idea of what it means, but is it really the truth? If is it really about our Savior's birth? So what is pagan? What is, so yeah, I don't celebrate it. I'm happy I don't celebrate it. I don't want to celebrate it. I deny myself. And in the Bible, it says, touch not, taste not, and something else. So it's talking about the worldly things. Christmas is worldly. Easter is worldly. All these things, all these holidays are worldly. And we're not supposed to, not if you following Yahweh Elohim, Yahshua Messiah. You're not supposed to taste not, touch not, in all these cardinal ordinances that the church be doing. Water baptism, communion, drinking of the juice, the crackers, that stuff. We're not supposed to be participating in that stuff. Those are physical cardinal ordinances. Cardinal ordinances. It is not going to save you. It's not going to get you into heaven. It's spiritual now. Yes, we are in the dispensation of grace. Grace. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. It's about faith. Faith through grace. But I'm not going to participate in worldly because he calls us out of the world. So, yeah, and out to be different, to be set apart, to be set apart. So if the world, most of the people here in the U.S. celebrate Christmas, I believe it's more celebrate Christmas than don't. So when you see a lot of people doing something, that's how you know it's not from him. That's how you know, basically, it is not from Yahweh. When you see a lot of people doing something, because he calls us to be set apart. So if most people, that's my sign. If a lot of people is doing it, I'll be like, I don't think that's with everything. But yeah, so he calls us to be set apart and to be separate from all these worldly things and stuff that the world does. I always want joy, pure joy, that comes from within. And all these physical things is not going to give you that. I have tried it before. I'm a person that loves to shop, and I had a lot of things before I became homeless. I had a lot of things. Okay, I shopped. Okay, and I was still depressed. I was still depressed, even though with all the shopping. So I know that joy is something that comes from within. No, it's nothing outside that can really give you the joy that you really want. It's just kind of like a band-aid. It makes you happy for the moment, but then it's gone. And then what do you have? Trying to get the next moment of happiness, or you know. So yeah. So that's what I wanted to share with you, is that Satan, um, he wants to keep you from the love of Yahweh, that awesome, amazing love. He wants to keep you from that, and he would do anything he can to keep you from it, because most people are not aware of the love that comes from him. So it's like, if you experienced it before, then you can be like, oh, okay. I mean, the fact that people it the fact that people can say the things that they say about Yahweh, like they don't believe in him, they don't trust in him, they hate him, um, they do things to like spit in his face, and the fact that those people are still breathing, that shows Yahweh's love. That's one way of showing his love, that you are still breathing. There's a YouTuber, there's a channel. He called himself Adam 22, and it's called No Jumper. Um, yeah, so there's a channel. He called himself Adam 22, and I think the YouTube channel is No Jumper. But anyway, it's this white man. He got a wife, and he allows her to do porn with other men. And his channel is basically about negative things. He has a lot of black gangbangers on his channel. So he profit off of black toxicity. That's what he's profiting off of. He brings nothing to the black community that is positive, that is uplifting, that is good. He profits off of it like a lot of white people do. No, I wouldn't say a lot, but there's a significant amount of white people that profit off of black talent and black toxicity. And so he's one. And it has came out of his mouth that the reason why he I guess him and his wife were together. I think he's also have been in porn too. But he married his wife to spit in the face of God. That's what he said. Because when you marry a man and a woman, it's just supposed to be them two. You're supposed to be one, and it's just, you're not supposed to let any other people into the bed. The hell? Somebody's stumping all the way up the stairs. Anyway, you're not supposed to have anyone else in your bed. That's just the husband and wife. He said that he married her to spit in the face of God, because he's going to let his wife continue to have sex with other men and do porn and make videos and stuff. It was to spit in God's face. That's what he said. And the fact that this man is still breathing, still in their physical body, shows the love of Yahweh. And I also think people take advantage of Yahweh's love. I mean, really. Some people, because they prayed and they didn't get what they wanted, they mad at God. They so mad. Like, because they did pray, they didn't get what they want. They mad at it. They don't believe in it. That's crazy. Anyway, so their ignorance of it's not going to take them to a good place. So it's good to always think about Yahweh. What will Yahweh like? Will Yahweh like it if I do this? Will Yahweh like it if I do that? But also you need to get in your Bible and read it, because if you don't know what Yahweh likes and what Yahweh don't like, that means you haven't been reading your Bible. And so when you read the Bible, then you learn of Yahweh. You learn what he like, what he don't like. You learn what pleases him, what don't pleases him, and then you learn, then you know how to act. You know what I'm saying? So let's say just because um we're saved through grace by faith, just because, okay, I believe in Yahweh, I'm saved, so should I go out and do the things of the world? I mean, that's like common sense. You know what I'm saying? Should I go out and participate in things of the world? So it's like, also you have to think about what is pleasing to him, because it also said in the Bible there were some people that pleased Yahweh. You know, so um, just because we're saved by grace through faith, don't mean that you should go out and do worldly things that don't please him, because you can get punished for that, because he do punish his children. Yeah, and I ain't trying to be punished. I don't want to be punished, but he do punish his children, and that is a good father. A good father is one that punishes his children. A good you notice how parents, you got one parents that punish their child, and then you got another parent that don't punish their child. You see how both of those kids act. The one that don't punish, how they're talk to other adults, how they talk around other adults, and you use how they're disrespectful, and you could know because they treat their parents the same way. How they can't show empathy or sympathy for no one. Not for the homeless, not for the sick, not for the elderly, you know. So you see how those two kids turn out when one is disciplined and one is not. And when I say discipline, I mean whoopings too. Not just go stand in the corner, or not just taking something from the child, because the Bible says you spoil the rod. No, the Bible says spare the rod, spoil the child. So you should whoop your children or spank them, or I got whoopings. But I see the way the kids are going today. That's why they're going in the way that they're going, because they're not whooping them. Because this government is telling you that that's abuse. But look how they are now. So anyway, I got a pile of dishes waiting for me. I'm tired of washing dishes. And then I need to eat too. I haven't eaten anything today, and I think it's probably like 5 something or 6. Um, and I need to run a few places too. So I will talk to you guys at another day. I'm hoping I can make this video, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make this video about Christmas and stuff, about Yahshua and when he was born. A lot of people use the excuse, well, it's a day to get with family and stuff. Since we all off, it's a day to get with family. But I understand that part of it. But a lot of people still be saying like, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. So so then that goes out the window. No, you're really celebrating Christmas. You're really celebrating Thanksgiving, because those words are coming out of your mouth. So yeah. So I think people need to dive deep into Thanksgiving, dive deep into Christmas. dive deep into these holidays before you participate something just because everybody else is doing it. That's that's not a good thing. So and then when you start diving deep into these holidays, you start to find out what these holidays is all about. A lot of these holidays are satanic. They're evil. They are. It's the truth. They're satanic and evil. And when you dive deep into it, you will find out what I'm saying is true. Now, if you don't want to, because you want to celebrate these holidays, then that's on you. That's on you. But like a lot of times, it may be a certain food I like. I remember years ago, because I used to like filet of fishes at McDonald's. And I had an extra fillet of fish, and I was asking, the drivers that they wanted. I had asked two drivers. One said no. Then I asked another driver, and he was like, "No, you know what's in that?" I was like, "Don't tell me. I don't want to know," because I wanted to continue eating those fillet of fishes, and I didn't want him to tell me what was in it. Because if you tell me what's in it, then I'm not going to be able to eat it anymore. And I enjoy eating fillet of fishes. Yeah. But now that I'm older and wiser, I should have let him tell me what was in that fillet of fish. Because I should have stopped eating McDonald's a long time ago. Now that I hear that a lot of these fast food places is using human flesh for meat, I should have let him tell me a long time ago what was in that fillet of fish. But see, I didn't want him to tell me because I wanted to continue eating it. And I knew if he had told me, I wasn't going to be able to eat it. And I think that's a lot of people's problem with the holidays. They don't want to know. They don't want to dive deep into these holidays because if they do, it's going to be hard for them to celebrate it then after that. But maybe when they get older and wiser, maybe they're going to regret it. I don't know. Or maybe on the other side, they will regret it. But it's always good to know the truth. Even now today, I'm like, okay, I'm finding out more and more foods are bad for you, like really bad for you. I don't even eat at McDonald's anymore. I haven't ate at McDonald's in over a year because of what I found out about McDonald's. I don't eat at Starbucks anymore because of what I found out. I mean, the whole Starbucks, the emblem, the thing is satanic. It's all satanic. I don't go there no more. Do I want to go to Starbucks sometime? Yeah, I do. But I don't. Because I asked Yahweh to reveal to me these places that I should stop going to eat. Like these hamburgers. The only hamburger place I go to is In-N-Out. And I said if I find out that they using for meat, I won't be going there no more either. I even think they might be using for ground beef in the grocery stores. They might be doing it. I know the ground beef don't feel the same no more to me. I bought the one in the styrofoam package with the plastic, the clear wrap over it, see-through wrap. Because the one in the tube is so expensive. I don't know if they can start coming down on it. They might have been. But to me, it don't fry right no more. Like it back in the day, So anyway, yeah, one of my subscribers said that they might be using that in the grocery stores too, flesh. And I'm like, I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them. But yeah. So I said, you know what? I know that pigs eat humans. There's been documentaries where their life was taken and they fed them to the pigs. So I know that pigs eat us. But I love bacon so much. I'm like, I don't know if I could ever stop eating bacon. Maybe one day, but it ain't today. Yeah, maybe one day, but it ain't today. Because I got some bacon in my refrigerator and in my freezer. Yeah. I just don't like turkey bacon. So anyway, yeah. So maybe one day I will stop eating bacon because I know pigs eat humans. But yeah, it ain't today. So I will talk to you guys in another video. Yeah, it was nice talking to y'all today. Um, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna name this video, but I think I have an idea what I'm gonna name it. I feel like when I name my videos like the biblical stuff, like people don't really click. People don't want to hear nothing. People don't want to hear nothing about Yahshua. Yeah, people don't really click on those. But when you start naming your videos, worldly stuff, messy stuff, oh, everybody clicking, everybody clicking. Yep. So yeah, let me get up here and do something because I got things to do. I've been kind of aching because the weather is getting, it's cold now, so been having these little aches. um Yeah, so yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Yes, I'm still doing the live on January the 11th. It's on a Sunday. That's my birthday. So it'll be my first live. I'm going to try to put like a reminder thing maybe 3 days before, but I don't know if I can do that. So if I can't do that, then I'm just going to go live at 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. on January 11th on my birthday. I don't plan on it being no long live. It ain't going over no hour. So, yeah. So, cause I'm glad that I have a date now, so I can get my apartment ready. Um, so we can have that live, and so I can show you guys my. Well, I already put up pictures of my apartment the first day I came in it. On my community page post. I put up pictures already, but you'll be able to see how I decorated it. I don't have pictures yet. So whatever I have then is just, you'll see that. I have did a lot of decorating. I have had someone to give me a lot of stuff and family to give me money to buy stuff. So you'll see that I have rearranged my bedroom. So the pictures that you see I have posted, my bedroom is totally rearranged. It's better now because the way it was looking before, it was looking like some type of in some type of, I don't know, um, halfway house. That's how my bedroom looked to me, in like a halfway house or something. But yeah, now it looked more like a lady's bedroom. So yeah, somebody's loud out there. Oh, so I've been complaining to management in this building because I have an issue with the front doors. Like everybody on the first floor, I'm going to be 52 next month. The lady across from me, a white lady with her 12-year-old daughter, she's in her 40s, like 46, somewhere around there. And then there's a man, and he looked like he's in his 40s. He have a little dog, have two little dogs. And then there's a black girl. She looked like, I don't know, 20s, 30 maybe. She has three little boys. So everybody on this first floor don't slam, they don't allow their door to slam because they put springs in the doors to make in this, if you don't catch the door, it's going to slam because the builders put springs in the doors. So the only person on the first floor that allowed a door to slam is the young lady with the 3 boys. She slammed it. She allows the door to slam. Her boys allow the door to slam. So I had already talked to her about it because I'm like, it's so loud. It's so loud in my apartment. I can hear it in my bedroom. When I'm in the kitchen, living room, it's so loud. Sometimes it make me cringe because it's so loud. So I had already talked to her and asked her, if they could close the door gently. She said, yeah, she would. She did. And then all of a sudden, she back to letting the door slam again. So I wrote a letter and I taped it on her door, and I was asking her, I talked to you in the past about it, and I was explaining more to how it sounds in my apartment, how I can hear it in my bedroom, how it make me cringe when I'm in my kitchen and living room. I would really appreciate it if you can, not allow the door to slam. I put in there, the builders put springs in the doors, and I said, I think that's so stupid. And so I noticed she haven't been allowing the door to slam. But I can still hear the people upstairs letting the door slam. I think it's so ignorant. I don't understand. If I'm in my 50s, and the people that are in their like 40s, 50s, we don't let the door slam. Why is it that the people that are in their 20s and 30s, why they don't get that concept? Like, what is going on in the brain that you can't have consideration for others, that you don't have the common sense to say, okay, let me not let this door slam because it might disturb other people. Like, this is to me, this is also could be considered not whooping a child. Like when I remember I was talking about a spoiled child versus a child that had grew up with whoopings. This is to me what a person does that have not been disciplined or whooped when they were children. You don't have consideration for others. You don't have respect for others. So this goes under that title, because when did they stop basically whooping kids? It was after I was grown, brought up, that basically you don't whoop the kids. So this is may be the reason why the 30 something and under don't have that concept of let me not disturb others. It's like, I don't give a damn. I don't care. I'm woke. I don't care. And I put in that letter too that I'm like, we all on different schedules. I sleep in late. I work late. I sleep in late. And I said, when I'm woke at night, I don't want to disturb other people because I know most people are asleep. Now, if I was a child that was not brought up with whoopings and I don't give a damn about nobody else, or have consideration for nobody else, I will be coming in and out of my apartment at 1, 2 at night, allowing the door to slam. Bam! Bam! Every time I come in and out, I will allow the door to slam. Oh, I'm up. I don't care about nobody else. I'm up. See, this is the attitude that I think people that was brought up with no whoopings. Oh, I'm up. It's daytime. Not thinking or that it's people that work graveyard shift. It's people that work at night. They probably sleep in their apartment, or maybe not giving a damn. I'm not giving a damn. I'm up. Bam. You know. So it's like, why is it that the 40s and up have the common sense to know, let me not let this door slam because I'm going to disturb other people. So anyway, I saw the office an email, and I complained about the front doors. And I said, I don't know what would possess the builder to put springs in the door to make them slam closed. But I said, this has even woken me up. When I first moved in here, the first 2 nights I slept on the couch because the mattress was so uncomfortable, so hard and uncomfortable. And I slept on the couch. The second night, it was her and those kids. Bam! I was like, it woke me up out of my sleep. Because I was like, what the hell was that? You know? And then I tried to go back to sleep. Bam! I was like, oh my goodness. It was her and those kids. So I was like, oh no, oh no. I went got my air bed and I put it on top of my mattress. And I slept, I think, a month with my air bed on top of my mattress. I was like, I can't sleep. Because I had planned on, my plan was to let go of both of my storage units. I let go of one. I wanted to let go of the other one too. And I said, okay, I use my bedroom to store my yarn and, all my, I have like mannequin heads and all this stuff, tables. I was going to use my bedroom to store all that stuff. Because I had told them I don't want no furniture in my bedroom. But when I came in this apartment, it had furniture in the bedroom. I was like, oh, well, I really would like to have a bedroom. But now I'm so glad that they put furniture in my bedroom, because I can't sleep in the living room. Not with all this door slamming, I can't. I cannot sleep in the living room because they allowed the door to slam. So yeah, so that's why I'm in my bedroom now. I'm glad too. So I emailed the office and they said they were going to see what they can do about the front doors. They did ask me what time of day was happening. I told them, but I don't care that it's quiet hours between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. This is a nuisance. This is disturbing the peace. No, I don't care about that. I don't care what time it is. They need to do something about these front doors. So they did say that they were going to see what they can do about the front doors in the slamming of the springs being in the doors, making them slam. I'm hoping they do something. And then I also complained about the kids playing in the parking lot. Now we have a basketball court, and we have a kiddie area for kids that are like 2, 3, 4, 5. They have a little little slide set, and they have the little animals that you put the little child on, and the animals go back and forth like that. So, and they have a couple of benches over there. But that area is really for little toddler, 4 or 5-year-old kids. That area is not for kids like 10, 12, 8, 14, 15. It is not for kids like that age. So those kids they have taken over the parking lot playing ball. They're hanging out in front of the building on the staircase. All kinds of stuff. So where they like to play at is right by my bedroom window. Yeah. Where they like to play at is right by my bedroom window. And I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. I hear the ball bouncing. I hear kids playing and stuff like that. I'm like, and I have had to go out there and move my car a couple of times because I'm like, I don't want my vehicle to come up damaged. So I have had to move it. And I was like fed up with it. And I sent another email to the office saying that I have had to move my car a couple of times because they playing ball. I said, if I need my vehicle for work. If they damage my vehicle, nobody's going to know nothing. I don't have money to get anything fixed on that car because they have damaged my vehicle because they're playing ball right by it. And so I said, the parking lot should be for cars. And so they sent me an email saying that they have addressed the matter. I said, well, it was just yesterday. And so when I got home yesterday, there was a note on my door. I'm sure they have put it on all the doors, saying that that's a violation, that the kids are not supposed to be playing ball in the parking lot, and that they're not supposed to be playing ball. They're not supposed to be riding bikes, skateboarding, rollerblading, none of that stuff. supposed to be played in the parking lot, and that parents are supposed to be with the kids at all times. Active, present supervision at all times when they are using the amenities. No, minors. They put minors. They made careful to put minors. So if you are 17 and under, you're supposed to be with a 18 and older person at all times, supervision. And it haven't been happening around here. It has not been happening. So they just put that on all the doors, and I think they're gonna start doing something about it now. Lease violation. If they see those kids out with no 18 or older person. Because I was in the office yesterday and they was talking about it. And they was like, no, the boss lady, the one over the manager was like, no more warnings. That's a lease violation. They get 3 and then they get evicted. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna let y'all go. My friend just sent me a text that she on her way to work, and I was supposed to be picking up something from her. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will talk to you in another video. Bye.